Hello everyone and welcome to brand new episode of GIBS. This is today our guest Ayaan Khan with us. He's from IIM Lucknow. Welcome Ayaan Khan and
Hi, thanks, Anne.
and just start briefly about your background and educational background. Then we will take it from here.
Okay. Hi everyone, this is Ayaan Khan. I'm from Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh, and as more than 50% of the applicants, I'm also an engineer, that too from the core branch mechanical engineering. And I'm a fresher, so all those freshies watching we can do it, we can make it here. Although the survival is difficult, but we'll make it through. And I have no experience as such. I've done some minute internships before, but I have a very interesting story to share. That what motivated me to apply for CAT. Actually, I was not at all interested in going for an MBA before a year when the CAT form was launched. So what happened was I have a family business. So I started giving my inputs in that family business, and then I expanded and created a new division in our business, and I headed that division. And within 3 months, I achieved break even, and then there were soaring profits. That high that I got from that 3 to 4 months and the accomplishment of getting profits, that motivated me that that is something that I need to do, and that is when I turned myself for getting a formal degree in business administration. So sometimes I think life takes us where the destiny is. For the past 11, 12 years in my life, I was never inclined towards getting an MBA degree or going to the corporate world. I was always inclined towards going for the defense forces. So that is something.
Yeah, actually, tell us more about your what kind of ventures that you did, because family business many of us have, but they don't even want to go in that business. So can you if you're comfortable in that, can you a little bit elaborate more on that how you expanded your business?
Sure. So our primary business is that we have a dealership of car accessories. Right?
Okay.
So we are the distributors in MP, and we have a TG like shops and other car accessories showroom, where the accessories like seat covers
Yeah.
and wheel covers and music systems and all these are supplied. So we already had a prepared TG. Now what I observed was that this similar TG had one more requirement, that is automotive locksmith systems. So every car has a security system, and these are becoming complex day by day. So there was no big firm in MP that was dealing with this issue. So there I saw a market opportunity and I leveraged that. So I contacted some big organizations in Delhi and Bangalore, and then we signed a deal with one of the organizations and we started that division in MP. So now we are the distributors of exhaust in MP. Exhaust is a very established firm in the automotive locksmith service industry. So we head the Madhya Pradesh division of exhaust in MP.
Yeah, I mean that's your MBA right there actually. Actually, that's actually correct, and that is like the MBA degree that you are here to take. The most of the work that you have did there, actually, it's the same, and you are going to come to know that actually. And before going, post MBA part, let's try to understand, because you are in IIM Lucknow, and it's one of the best IIMs. So to get into that IIMs, it's difficult. So how did you started your preparation, and how much time did you take to crack that?
So as I mentioned before, I was not inclined towards CAT, but I did fill the form.
Yeah.
So after filling the form, I was actually preparing for defense services like CDS and FCAT and all.
Okay.
So I was already doing questions for quants and some sort of reasoning. But I think before 50 days, when 50 days around were left for CAT, I then started my full focused preparation for CAT. That I thought that if I'm giving the exam, I should give a fair shot to it.
Yeah.
So what I did was, I already had a base prepared for quants and all. So for VARC, I started reading this book which I loved so much, which is Word Power Ladies. It is one of the best books that I've ever read in my life. I have read it twice. So I started reading that, and I completed that book twice in 50 days. And what I did was, I started giving mocks every single day. I used to sit for 2 to 3 hours and complete one mock. So that was my preparation. That's it. Because giving mocks helped me to, solve the different variety of questions that can be possible, and you have to solve that question in that limited time frame.
Yeah.
With all, I used to give these simulated mocks, like the similar ones that we have in our CAT exam.
Yeah.
So I think that is something that which really helped me. And after giving the mock, the questions which I didn't attempt, I used to get the solutions for that, and I used to get what went wrong and all. So that was my strategy. That's it. I gave as much mocks as possible.
Okay.
There was no formal preparation for that.
Okay. So you prepared for CAT while you were in college. So what are the challenges that you face at that point of time? Because in the final years there are several things like your projects, final year projects are there, and your courses are there, exams are there. So how did you manage to do this? Because many of us, whenever we are in the college, they try to do that, but they don't succeed. They don't have that strategy to succeed. So what was your strategy at that point of time?
I think efficient time management is the only answer for that. And I think the beauty of CAT exam is that you don't need to put 8 hours a day to crack CAT. You can go with 3 hours per day for 3 months and you're good to go. That's the beauty of CAT exam, because you don't have to memorize it.
Yeah.
It's just practice. So that's where I manage my time. I used to give my mocks from 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. in the morning. So that's where I cut down my sleep time. Earlier I used to sleep for 9 hours. Now and then at that time I used to sleep for 7 hours. So that was it. So efficient time management is only the key.
Yeah.
And the day-to-day processes were as.
Yeah, actually that is the case for I think every competitive exam. If somebody is trying to crack, just efficient time management and time utilization. I mean, if you are cutting your time from your sleep, so make sure to utilize that time to do something productive. So that's a great way to do that actually. And I have talked to many of people who have prepared while doing their jobs. They have also said the same thing, that time management is most important part of it. And moving ahead, I would like to know one more part of your preparation, that is study materials. Because see, as you said that you are not inclined toward the CAT, you are preparing for something defense. So what was the first thing that how you decided that this is the CAT material that I needed to use, and only this is the material that I am going to use and I will going to stick with it, and how you prioritize your material actually? Because what happens with many of the students, they go to website, they search CAT exam study material, and there is a number of coaching, and they downloaded all those materials, and they don't know how to decide which one is good. So do you have any strategy for them to decide which material is going to be good for them?
I think if you use any material from a reputed institute that has delivered results in the past, you are good to go. Because what happens is, that happened to me also, that initially when you start your preparation, you download 10 materials from 10 different institutions, and you start to solve every one. And the thing is that you don't complete anything.
Yeah.
So it's better that you trust the deliverables of an institution. You see the past results. If the institute has published results, then you can trust them, and you can start. First, complete one material. That's it. You need to focus on one thing.
Yeah.
And if you even don't want to focus on the materials, you can solve the past year CAT papers that are easily available online.
Yeah.
So first complete that, and then you can subscribe to a mock interview, this program for CAT, where you will get around 15 to 20 papers in around 30 days. So you can solve that also. And I referred to some books. I don't remember the author. It's a very reputed author in this for CAT coaching, but I don't remember that. Initially I used that book, but then I realized that only the mocks are working for me, so I didn't refer to any material as such.
Yeah, actually, I mean, if you can solve whatever the past year exams paper that you have, and the most of the paper are going to be somewhat similar to that thing, and if you are scoring good marks in your past CAT paper, then I think it's a good way to go about it, and you can actually examine yourself that how much percentile I can get, or how much marks I can score it. Yes. And see, another thing that I want to ask, you have prepared for CAT, and after that the one thing that is different in CAT is the interview part, and you have to apply for all those colleges and expect to get the call from those colleges, and then you have to crack their interview, and for interview to prepare for the interview, there are many coaching institutes that are there that will help you to prepare for it. So did you took help from any coaching institutes, or you prepare with some friends, or what was your method for preparing of that interview?
So I think the VAT PI preparation is way more important and way more harder than preparing for CAT exam itself. So what I did was I realized that I need some guidance. So I subscribed to one of the there's a YouTube channel called CAT King. It's a reputed institution. So I subscribed to their VAT PI program, and they provided a very extensive material with interview transcripts and all the transcripts of subjects that you will be studying here, be it finance, marketing, because you need to have a minimal knowledge of the subjects that you are interested in. And they provided me a questionnaire about what are all the probable questions that can be asked to you during the interview.
Yeah.
So I ran through around 150 plus interview transcripts of 150 students. And then I got a sense that okay, what kind of questions are asked in the interview. So they are just basically testing that can you put in the efforts, and can you take the pressure that is put if the pressure is put on you. They are just testing that. So some interviews are like very chill. They'll just smile and everything will you will think that everything went well, and then you will not get the call. And some interviews are like very stressed, that you think that I have no chance of making it to here and the results are otherwise. So my Lucknow interview was this only. It was very stressed, and I thought that I had no chance to making it to Lucknow. And what happened to me in Koi interview, it was very chill. I thought that was ये तो हो गया है convert, तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, and I didn't got a call, and I didn't got a shortlist from this final shortlist from Koi. So interview preparation is basically you need to know yourself. Yeah. Because if they ask a question to you, that why do you want to do an MBA? So you can't say like that I want placements and cliche things like peer learning and all. See, every single candidate is going to say that. So you need to say the real reason of what motivates you for joining this institute. So I think that is something that you need to know yourself. You need to sit with yourself. Yeah. And you need to figure out that why am I doing this? Yeah, the introspection is very much important if you are going for CAT interview. And for that matter, you have a great reason to go for the CAT interview. Your business, that's like a best answer that you can give to anyone, and it's a real answer. And because you have done those things, they are gonna ask some cross question about it, and you can easily explain it to them. Yeah. And another thing that I am going to ask that see, now you are in IIM Lucknow. So what was the problem that you faced because of being a fresher? Because there are many candidates having a 4+ year of experience, and somebody have 3 years, 2 years, 1 year, and you have no experience at all. And when it comes to make a batch profile or CV, the things we'll see over there, you can see that you don't have so much of a material. So what are the challenges that you have faced after joining IIM Lucknow? See, I'll say that yes, definitely there are challenges which are present, but it is not something that you that will demotivate you to apply as a fresher. Yes. So challenges like, for example, there is a course called HR management, right? So the professor is explaining about how the politics in office takes place, and what is the salary structure and what is the compensation structure. Now, as a fresher, that I have never experienced this before. Yeah. So it was very irrelevant for me, and I was just zoned out in the classroom that I don't know what is happening, and why these two people who smile to each other and they want different things for each other. So something that sort of, but that is not something which is very that detrimental to your profile and all. And it is about the shortlisting for summer internship or final placements. Yeah. I don't think that there is much difference for freshers and for professionals. Some profiles do need minimum work experience of 2 years, but that is something that can be managed. Yeah. So I think being a fresher gives you an edge, because at the age of 24 and 25, you will be out there in the market with an MBA degree from an esteemed college. So I think that gives you an upper edge, because there are people here who are 28, 30, and now they'll get the degree. Yeah. And we'll pass out at the same level. So it will give you an advantage of short of 3 to 4 years. Yeah, it does give an fresher an advantage of 3 to 4 years, or maybe more than that, because there are many companies who prefer only freshers, because they want out of box ideas. They want a different somebody from who don't know anything, just came here and say whatever comes to your mind for the first time.
and that is going to be game changer. And that's why many of the company here also they came specifically for the fresher. If you are not fresher, if you have experience of even 6 months, 7 months or 11 months, I have 11 months of work, I was not allowed to sit in that because they only need freshers. So that's actually very much a plus point for freshers also. And
Actually, I was in one of my interviews. I was asked this question that why should we consider you as a fresher over a candidate who has 2 years work experience in a reputed firm?
yeah,
So I framed an answer for that, and the answer was that as a fresher, I bring fresh energy to the table. For a person who was working for 2 years in an organization, he is now deemed to think in a certain way
yeah,
because he has worked in that organization. So I think he has limited his scope. I'm not degrading that person, but as a fresher, I bring a very fresh perspective to the table. It's like a clean slate.
Yeah.
You can, write anything on it.
yeah,
So some organizations prefer that, especially the organizations in marketing domain. They prefer freshers because
Yes, sir.
they need creative people. I'm not saying that people in workplace are
No,
not
not
creative. There are, but generally speaking.
Yeah.
So I think being a fresher gives you a very good advantage.
yeah, actually. And I also had one of the incident that one of my friend was there. Uh, his workex was in steel. The company, I am not going to. It's a reputed company. I'm not going to take the name. Company, they clear their uh, case study. They got to the final placement. They interviewed him. He was good, and at the end of the day, they give him the reason because you have workex in the field, and we need somebody with the out of box thinking, with the fresh perspective of steel industry. So sorry, we cannot hire you for that. He cleared that their case interviews. They were in the finalist, but still he didn't got it. But one of his friend who was there was from agriculture background. He got it, and he was fresher actually. So there is an S for fresher. If you are going to the right company, if you are going through the right organization, there is a high scope of fresher. And coming to their, it's a last question. Just I wanted to know. Tell me about your experience in IIM Lucknow, and if you can divide it like first 3 months and after that whatever 3 or 4 months that have been there, because first 3 months is a crucial part, and many of us when we go there we catch it by the surprise that this is too hectic. So what was your experience of first 3 months?
So we had a summer placements at the end of first term. So the first 3 months were just dedicated to preparing for these placements and all. And when you arrive here, you are in a very brilliant set of pool of people, right? You maybe you were the school topper in your school, but here everyone is a school topper. So that is not the differentiating factor now.
Yeah.
So you are just surrounded by much intellectually rich people around you.
Yeah.
So I think it gives you an opportunity to develop your character because you will be under pressure.
Yeah.
School means a pressure cooker. You will be under pressure constantly to perform and to deliver. So I think that is something which has developed my character in these past 6 months.
Yeah.
In these 2 terms, I have not seen myself developing so much in my past 20 years of life.
Yeah.
So that is something of what a good B school does to you.
Yeah.
It develops your character. It develops your leadership. Whether you want it or not, you'll have to deliver it. There is no other thing.
Yeah. Actually, that's the exactly same case that happens to everyone that is here. Everyone says that whatever we have learned was in that past 3 months, because you have to read assignments, senior, GD, PI, mock, every single thing is in that. And that's after SIP process is over, then you realize that you are altogether a different person.
Definitely.
And that's a good feeling actually. And tell us something about IIM Lucknow, like what are the courses that IIM Lucknow provides, and if you are part of any committee, tell us about those committee and what do you do.
Okay. So there's a flagship PGP program which is an equivalent to an MBA in IIM Lucknow. The batch size is around 450. The intake is 450 for that. And then we have an AVM program also. The AVM program is said to be a backdoor entry to the PGP program, because everything is same, just your PGP IDs will be different. You will be eligible to apply for the same companies, you'll study the same courses and everything, just one or two courses here and there. So there's an AVM program. The cutoff for the program is less, so I request everyone to apply for that program, because what happens initially is AVM stands for Agribusiness Management. So for someone who's interested in marketing, he does not apply to that program, thinking that I'll have to study about agriculture and all, but that's not the case here. Here are people who are in IIM Lucknow through AVM program are now placed in PNG and ITC for the summer internships.
Yeah.
So that is something which you should consider, because the cutoff will be low for AVM, but the perks and the opportunities will be equal. Everything will be same. And then I think a new program on entrepreneurship and innovation starting this year. So let's see how that goes, because that will be the first batch here. But the professors are very great, who's taking the program, so I think that should be good to go. Now coming to the committees, I'm part of the entrepreneurship cell here at IIM Lucknow.
Okay.
So it is also a very enriching experience. And around 15 days before, we conducted the annual entrepreneurship summit of IIM Lucknow, where we invited around 15 plus CEOs and founders. So you get to meet these founders. I was, sitting beside and talking to founders of like Sarvesh Agarwal from Intanshala, or Amit Agarwal from NoFloker.com. So you get to meet these people, and we also contacted Nitin Kamath. He unfortunately was not able to make it, but we developed a connection.
Yeah.
So getting into a committee like entrepreneurship cell or the alumni committee, it will open just doors for you.
Yeah.
So now I have a personal relationship with all these founders, and I can leverage that in time in the future.
And tell us more about your AVM program. From what is the criteria that you needed to fulfill to get into AVM?
So AVM program is very similar to the PGP program. It's just there are over the period of 2 years, there are just 5 or 6 subjects which will be specifically dedicated to AVM for agribusiness management. So the rest will be same. You'll study the same subjects. You will get the shortlist for every company that is available for a PGP student, and you will get the same prof, the same classroom. Everything is same. Just the cutoff percentage for AVM program is low. So that's why it is called a backdoor entry to PGP.
Okay.
So that is something that people don't know. Only when you come inside, then you realize that this is same. Why I chose some college and lower in rank, because in the long run I think the college matters more than the degree you pursue, because the concepts of finance will remain the same if you study at a tier 3 college or a tier 1 college. The thing that differs is the experience and the the pool of people and the peers that you have around yourself.
Yeah.
I think that is something which candidates should consider while applying for that.
So you can apply for AVM even if you have a low KIT score, and you go there and you compete with everyone, and you are in the best pool of students actually. Yeah, that's a great insight that you have given to all of us. And with that, I would like to thank you again for joining us here. And it was a really exciting session for me to know a lot about IIM Lucknow, and our viewers are definitely going to comments on this if they have any problem regarding to that. And if there is any problem, I will revert those problems to you, and we will discuss it, and I will post it.
Definitely. The viewers can reach me out on LinkedIn if they have any queries, and also Anand, he's a very interesting guy. And
I will provide
it was really nice talking to you.
It was really nice talking to you. I will provide your link into the description of this video so that people can reach you out easily. And
Definitely.
Thank you for joining us, Ayaan, and have a great afternoon. Bye.
Okay. Good afternoon, Anand.
Yeah, good afternoon.